5, 4, 3, 2.
Gentleman's Guide.
What's good? What's good? This is your boy B Barnes. This is the Gentleman's Guide podcast where we seek to unpack manhood one day at a time.
Hey man, what's happening, man? It's your co-host, man, Seti, man. Hey B, what's going on, bro?
Hey, bro. You know, we just living life, trying to get,
Hey man,
trying to pay bills.
That's all, dog. It's been a while, man.
It's been a little while, you know.
Yeah, man. Holidays, basketball season.
Yeah, it always gets tough for me towards the end of the year. That fall going into the winter, man. It's always tough. It's
Okay.
Football or kids starting basketball, so it's real tight.
Yeah.
So but we back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I'm good to kick off this. I guess this season, and good to kick off this season, man. With some hot things, some hot topics, man. You had plenty of conversations, man. But you know how we normally do, man. You drinking anything today, man?
Man, hey, I got some the joint I picked up during the holiday season.
Penelope, Valencia.
I got that Penelope Valencia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Some citrus notes. This is one of my favorites, bro. I'm glad I picked this joint up.
Hey.
We picked it up at the ABC store in Bunn. It was sitting there just hiding in plain sight, bro.
Yes, sir. I got a Valencia back here.
Yeah. What you got?
I'm not drinking tonight, man. I'm still on my fast. For what a lot of people don't know, right after my birthday, I normally do like a 30-day fast, and we can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So for me, I never knew what a fast meant. When I say mean, like I didn't take it serious, right?
Okay.
I just did it because most people was doing it, and I always find myself kind of having a quote unquote cheat day or whatever. But if you remember, I did a fast back in September, of no alcohol period, and
right.
that was phenomenal. The whole month of September. So I figured, take that same mentality for this year, and of course I added like red meat, meat, pork, hookah, alcohol, boom, like I said, do it the first 30, right after my birthday from January 6th to February 5th. But with today's date being February 9th, I just figured I'll see how long I can go now. So now it's a me versus me type of thing.
I feel you.
And I felt phenomenal, bro. Spiritually it's been dope. It's just seeing a lot of things clear for clarity.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was a struggle. Just seeing things for clarity, getting clarity on things, and So clearly I haven't stopped buying. I'm still buying.
The boy got bottles on deck, boy. You got bottles.
Yeah. I ain't stopped buying, man. I just challenging myself to like a different mentality in this season that I'm in.
Hey,
but in the meantime, I'm drinking green tea.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Look, for the people out there listening, watching right now, it's I can't speak for Mercedes, but y'all see us do this on the camera, but I don't drink like that, like all the time. Like I'm a social, so whenever I have people over, which is, few and far between, or when I'm out somewhere, which I've established, I don't go out all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I choose to partake in social settings when I'm comfortable with people that I'm cool with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just the type of drinker that I am.
Now me, on the other hand, I'm a drinker. I'm a drinker.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that I really want to challenge. I want to be in control of everything that I'm not saying that I'm not in control. That's not what I'm saying. But like, I don't want anything to control me.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So that was another aspect of it, man.
No, for sure. Yeah, I understand.
And again, it's mentally challenged myself to something bigger. And it's been dope. Mind you, I've been like I said, I've been in this peace thing, man. So it was kind of perfect that we saw the monks, like during this journey of like
dope.
clarity.
You got a chance to see them, right?
Yes, Lord.
So you saw them. They came down 401 in Raleigh, right? I believe.
No, they came down Buffalo.
They were taking like like the off roads.
Yeah, came down Buffalo. So like
adjacent to the main joints because they came. Yeah. They came through Lewisburg as well. So that's why I got a chance to see him walk by. One of them gave Lil B a a little hand warmer. I was like, well, you better keep that. You know, don't use
Yeah,
that
you
hand
better keep
warmer. It's
that.
blessed. It's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing. But I think just like I said on this journey that I've been on, man. I've never seen a monk, never knew anything about the monks, but I think that was
Same.
just like a lot of placement into my life for me, and that's the message that I'm that I'm going with, and it was just dope, man. So
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, bro.
yeah,
Props to
yeah.
you. Cheers.
That's what. Now appreciate it, man. That's why I ain't drinking. I'm drinking my green tea, man. We
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And water.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Uh, so yeah, bro. Yeah. What we talking about? We
Man,
getting into the.
If I could sum it up, it's really I think the people out there specific. Obviously, this is the gentleman's guide, right? But we focus on black male perspective.
Yep.
This is for the black guys who grew up in small towns.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you have had, and my brothers, we've had multiple conversations about just the social aspect of growing up in a small town, and in our case, a small town that happens to be predominantly white.
Yep.
We were on the athlete side, so we, kind of fit a certain mold to in a lot of people's eyes. And you grow up, become a man, you do man things, you get degrees, you get jobs, you become a professional in your own right, and you start making money. You do all the life stuff. You get married, had kids. Boom, boom, boom. You come back home periodically just to check in on the school, check in on some of the folks that you still keep in touch with, and in between everything I just mentioned, you run into people that you don't necessarily keep in touch with, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they still in their minds see you the way they saw you 10, 15, 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to dive into it, bro.
And then just to narrow it down even more, white people in a small, predominantly white town, they, as an athlete, they viewed you in a certain way, right? And every specific person is different, but just dealing with that social aspect of that, and I guess kind of combating assumptions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because this, like I said, that's the general goal of the Gentleman's Guide is to just forget about anything you think about black men or black guys, black boys. You know what I'm saying? We are not a monolith. We are not stuck in a box. We are multiple things, and we can be multiple things at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can kind of go into
No, I feel like that's a dope intro, man. And just to go back into just to expand it a little bit more, man. Being from this small town that just so happens to be predominantly white. And I've said this before, said this time and time. We went to a school that was predominantly white, but the dynamic of the school was predominantly influenced by black athletes. And we had a phenomenal run in at our school, but when it comes to the athletic side of it, and that majority, I dare say 80 to 85, 90% of every team was predominantly black.
Yeah. And the only team I could think of is probably not
softball, baseball.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was a couple. We had a couple. At least in our time there, we had a.
Yeah.
We can name them. I don't want to name guys specifically, but we know.
So, but for the vision that I'm the other vision, but the perspective of it I want to go dive into is that perception that we have as like athletes when we were in school. Now 10, 15 years later, why we don't come back home as much as people would think we should.
Okay.
And I want to really dive into the reasons to why, and unpack what you just said, and then combine the two what I just said, and man, let's really just have like an in-depth conversation. And this is just for all the people, man. So when y'all see this, man, we look forward to your input. black and white. Any small town across the the area,
Yeah.
the United States.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you, man. So go ahead, bro. Just touch on what you were just saying. Your part of it, of that perspective.
Yeah.
Of
Like my specific perspective, and I mentioned this earlier in our quick chat. I was talking about, you reflect, back on certain things that you didn't necessarily understand, or you could grasp like the nuance in terms of like the social, political part of high school, middle school, and high school. You know what I'm saying? And I told you today that I was like, bro, when I reflect back and I look back and I could see how a lot of guys thought that I might have been treated a bit differently than another guy who may have been a bit more rough around the edges. And when I say that,
okay.
and I say that because I don't think I was aware, because I was aware of what I just mentioned because of the bubble that I grew up in. Again,
when you say bubble, what do you mean? Like
bubble,
when you say bubble?
So my specific bubble, and I know you
Yeah.
can relate to it too, but I'm just kind of speaking
yeah.
only from my perspective. My bubble is small town America, predominantly white, athlete, grows up Christian, families in the church, grandfather was a pastor, mom preached, brother now preaches, have uncles that, so I have a lot of history in that bubble, right? And so I've only seen, up until I was the age 17, I had only known one way to really see and view the world as a whole, right?
Yeah.
So take that into effect. I grew up with 2-parent household.
Yep.
And I was very quiet. If you saw me outside of a basketball court or a football field, some would say I was like damn near nerdy to a slight, you know what I'm saying? Like I really wasn't, quote unquote, like my name became bigger the bigger my
athleticism,
the story behind me being an athlete grew. Like my coolness kind of grew in that. But if you just met regular Brandon, if I didn't play sports, I was like kind of super nerdy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
But, so you take all the things I just mentioned into consideration, and then you compare that to, other guys who may, like I said, may be a bit more rough around the edges for whatever reason. Life is life. People turn out how they turn out. When you're dealt the cards that you're dealt, things happen. I'm not gonna go into detail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about. And I feel like some guys may have been compared, or vice versa. I was compared to other, like, why could you do this? Why could you be like? I was like, bro, I'm just trying to make it out of bun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I see that now, and I was mentioning earlier, I was like, man, I really do feel like, and let me back up. I'm not taking anything away of what I did on the field. Like everything I got from being recruited and turning and playing in these all-star games, I earned every bit of that. You know what I'm saying? For sure. And nothing was given to you. Basically, what you're saying. Absolutely. Yeah. But in terms of just the political part of it, that's the part I never tapped into, or probably my brain wasn't developed enough to really understand the nuance when it comes
how you was viewed by some, and how and how you may have been, how you was viewed by some, and how others may have been viewed, even though it was a comparison. You had a slightly higher, what's the word I'm looking for?
Maybe this guy has more potential than this guy, because I have assumptions about this guy over here that's a bit more rough around the edges.
Preconceived notions. Yes. Not factual.
Yeah.
But just the way I view them.
Yeah.
That perception is the reality that I'm making about individual, one or two, several individuals versus Brandon Barnes.
Yeah.
Brandon Barnes, I perceive him to be,
all American, good. The niggas over here. But he's a good, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I wouldn't even take it that far. I would say that. Brandon Barnes he's the ideal athlete.
like a Jackie.
Well,
In no form in my compare myself to Jackie Robinson. This is not. But the idea of what you're saying is like, you know, there were plenty of players who were good enough to do what Jackie Robinson did, but what he had to deal with, he had the perfect
he fit the mold.
His temperament. His temperament. That's the word I'm looking for. His temperament.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Like how you respond to certain things, and I feel like it sounds crazy when you say this out loud, but it's like I feel like I was viewed in a way similar to that, but on a high school level. Is that makes sense?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you fast forward, you know, go to college, you kind of meet new people, different types of people from all parts of the country. Travel a little bit because football allowed me to travel a little bit, and you know, you just meet people from other countries. Like there were students from all over the world, you know, that go to NC State is one of the biggest. I think it is the biggest public school in the state of North Carolina. Biggest public university.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. That's facts. In terms
UNC,
in terms
private?
UNC is not private, but in terms of attendance,
okay.
NC State is the largest public university in the state of North Carolina.
That's tough. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So to that point, you know, you meet a lot of different people, right?
Yeah.
So once you start to grow into manhood, right, and then you start to formulate your own opinions politically, you start to see like what this country has done to black people over, you know, the span of history, from the time we got off the boats to now. And, you know, at some point you're going to express those opinions on social media here and there. Obviously, your old coaches, your old teachers, old classmates, they see everything you post, and vice versa. You see everything they post, and you start to realize, bro, I really grew up in a bubble. We were you were growing up in a small town. You're sheltered, bro. You're sheltered.
Yeah.
And the reason why we talk about this, you mentioned Coach Smith multiple times in multiple episodes. Like, bro, get out of bun.
Yeah.
And don't come back until you can give something back. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's not just about monetary or your time or your talent, right?
Perspective.
It's perspective.
Knowledge.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
You know, for those who for whatever reason haven't had a chance to get out of that bubble. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that staying in the bubble is a bad thing.
No.
There are great people in the community, in these communities, right, that have been here and don't plan on leaving. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a negative thing. But in terms of seeing broadly, right, outside of this thing that may feel comfortable, it's hard to do that when you don't make an effort. So when people come back who've been out there and come back, you know what I'm saying?
You see the same things, like J. Cole just talked about.
Well, you see things, and that's funny that, you know, how that lines up. But you just see things.
I did that on purpose.
Right. You see things as they are and not how you view them through them rose-colored glasses. You know what I'm saying? As a young adolescent. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all that to say is, like, I think for me to sum it up is, when you grow up in a small town and you have the perspective that we have in terms of being an athlete and, you know, people know who you are to a certain degree, and you grow up and you, like I said, you go through all these life changes, gain perspective, meet new people, and then you come back, you start to see when you come back socially, it's like people don't really just gravitate to, or, you know what I'm saying, they're not jumping out of their seats to come talk to you because of maybe you had an opinion on ICE, or maybe you had an opinion on Donald Trump or Charlie Kirk's death, or, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, the fact that you're not being as super friendly as I remember you to be, it shows me like where you stand politically. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's just very interesting, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's to chime in on that. I think the interesting part about it is just like really let's not. Now you want? I'm gonna keep drinking my tea because I'm gonna keep drinking my tea. I ain't gonna tap the bourbon.
Go ahead, bro.
I think the interesting part about it is just like what you were just saying. When we were in school,
Mm-hmm.
everybody, if it you didn't see blatant stuff.
You did it. You were
You
blind,
didn't
so
you
blind to
didn't
it.
see it.
Yeah.
You was either blind to it
Or you.
or it was hidden.
Yep. That part.
So I think what you're saying is now that you've gotten older, and you've traveled outside of this bubble, this small town,
Mm-hmm.
and now you have these blinders off. Two, you are able to self. You're now self aware about who you are as a man,
Mm-hmm.
who you are as an African American man, and all those things. And now you're able to see, wait, that has underlining tone to it.
Yeah.
And now has that tone always been there? Now let me go back inside my memory bank for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Like this person has always kind of like
Mm-hmm.
shown me the oh man,
Yeah.
it's always been there. You've
Yeah.
always felt like that.
Yeah. You just didn't really
And
know how
now
to put
that
words to it.
and now right. And now that with social media being we like you said, we are now seeing um posts and comments
Mm-hmm.
and perspectives, and everyone is free to have their own perspective.
Sure.
Freedom of speech. But because you have that freedom of speech, because you have that perspective, that doesn't give me the right. I mean, that doesn't give you the right to remain in my life. I can still, hey, but you said something
Mm-hmm.
that impacted me in a negative way.
Yeah.
As a black man, as a black woman, as a brown boy, as a black for my brown daughter, my brown son, um, and your views go against my morals.
Yeah.
You're free to feel that way,
Yeah.
100%. But because you feel that way, I'm gonna go ahead and remove you
Yeah.
from anyone that I want to be associated with. I've been more on a voice my opinion against these individuals that have a negative perspective on the impact of police brutality and ICE and there's more so people that I know from this small town, right? I've been voicing my
Let's just call it what it is, bro. Conservative.
Speak on it.
Racist. Ooh. Ooh. That word. They don't like that word, bro. They don't like that. They don't like that word, bro. But you gotta. I'm at a point now. It's like, bro, you call it what it is.
Hey, I'm here for it, bro.
You know what I'm
here
saying?
for it. So these conservatives and racist.
Yeah.
When you're starting to, hey, I have an opinion on something because we were friends 20 years ago. That don't mean that you're free to say whatever it is that you say. I'm now grown from this small town. Now, it has an impact. It has an impact in on what and how I move with you, and I think that's what we're saying. So just to circle back around real quick, why we don't come back to small towns? I think that we touched on it briefly. We don't want to deal with. We don't want to. We see it from afar. Social media. We see it.
Yeah.
Two, I think. Well, I'm just gonna talk about from my experience.
Yeah.
This is my perspective. This is my experience.
Yeah.
This is what I've endured. You touched on it. People hold you in that realm of who you were 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
20 well, we didn't hit 20 years ago. 20 years ago. I mean, I was gonna say 25. I'm gonna say but 20.
We almost
People and because they stay in this small bubble and they never really step outside of that, they never get to know you outside of that small bubble.
Mm-hmm.
So they hold you to whatever standard or whatever perspective they thought that you were 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. They hold you to that. And they never take the time to see the growth. Or maybe they don't want to take the time to see the growth.
Because it doesn't confirm what they believe.
What they believe. What?
That boy done said something.
They don't want to believe that you have grown to the person in which you are today. That's why it's hard for me to come back. Me personally,
Mm-hmm.
when I do go back, one of the first questions that I'm guaranteed to be asked, no matter what are you doing with yourself?
Mm-hmm.
One of the very first questions, and I joke about it, but it's actually really serious, because one, people that have never left, they don't know exactly who you are outside of this.
Yeah.
They only know that small little
Yeah.
16, 17-year-old boy
Outside of the gym and outside of the
outside
field.
of the
Yeah.
that's the only thing they don't know. They don't know what you've been through, how you're doing. They know you from, but they've never taken the time to get to understand that. So when you do come back, they want to compare their perspective of you versus where you're currently at.
Yeah. Or what they see other guys that look like you when you see what I'm saying? It's like the
They
ceiling
see a
is
negative. They see something negative from one of your peers that you may have been in school with. Oh, this person Mercedes hung up with this, and this, and this. Yeah. Him. Like my boy Franklin Saint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lenny Carvel, him, her, him, bodies.
But Mercedes hung out with him. Cool.
Yeah.
Their life is here or whatever.
Yeah, so you
let
gotta
me
be
see
right
where
the same.
Mercedes compares to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Oh, well, what you doing with yourself now? Oh, you staying out of trouble? Hey, excuse me, bro. I got a kid out here. What do you mean staying out of trouble, dog?
Yeah.
What you trying to say? Hey, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of the underlining tone. Let's get rid of the negative misconception that you have in your mind.
Yeah.
If you need me to go down the list of what I'm doing, I sell dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I sell dope. Because that's what that's what you want me to hear.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me, I think I was in therapy the other day. I can't remember. Somebody said you should probably start. I think it was my therapist. Therapist said you should probably start asking, well, what do you think I'm doing with my life right now?
Mm-hmm.
And see what they say. Because I've been saying I sell dope for a long time. And the shock factor, that's really what get me.
Yeah.
I sell dope. Whoa.
Yeah.
You sell dope? Yeah, I sell dope.
Mm-hmm.
But little do you know, I mean, I'm a college graduate.
Yeah.
I'm an MBA graduate. I started my doctoral program. I'm a published author.
Yeah.
I'm a Navy veteran.
Yeah.
I'm a father. I'm a husband.
Yeah.
I'm
a homeowner.
I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
I'm a business owner, homeowner.
Yeah.
I got properties. Like,
Come on now.
you go down the list, but I'm not gonna.
I built this brick by brick.
I built this. Me, brick by brick.
But I'm not gonna give them the satisfaction of telling them list by list of the things that I've done and accomplished to disprove their ideology and their perception of me. For what?
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna let you think whatever it is and that's the reason why I started saying I sell dope.
Yeah.
I said because you want to believe that's who I am.
Yeah. I saw a former teacher from middle school probably a few weeks ago. She's like, what you doing now? And I kind of, I told her the industry that I work in, corporate. I ain't gonna go into details on the podcast, but before I said what I said, she was like, "Oh, are you teaching now?" I was like, "Don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with being a teacher.
Wrong with teaching.
There are amazing people who are teachers, but like, why are you just assuming? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just assume. Like, little do you know, like, I make pretty good money doing what I do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And again, to reiterate, we're not talking about money. We're not talking about money or saying that teachers are not or less than. We're not saying that. But he's saying, why is that the only standard that you saw for him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that the first thing that Go ahead.
No, like and I this is from my perspective, like when people like in my case went to a big D1 school, right? So people always wonder like, oh, did he do enough to maybe make it to the next level, and then when I didn't have any aspirations to play in the NFL or play in Canada or play in any professional league after college, then you all of a sudden you see me back home. The assumption is, oh, he done fell off, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he down bad. Oh, he, dang. What is the? It's like, no, this is not really. We saw a house that happened to be in Franklin County, and my kids happen to go to Bunn now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't really plan. Like, I was living in Raleigh. We love Raleigh. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just interesting, bro. Like,
it's very interesting, and I can see. I'm not gonna say I can see.
Mm-hmm.
I know why.
Yeah.
I know why I don't go back. And I don't want to. You know what? I ain't even gonna say that. It's not that I don't go back. I go to Bun a whole hell of a lot. Actually, my parents still live in Bun.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna say. I'm just not seen in Bun.
You be low key. I feel you. Yeah.
I don't want to be, because I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I go to a game or two, and yo, I'm out.
Yeah.
When I go see my parents, I go straight to that house. Boom. I go straight back. I take the back road.
Yeah.
I try to get gas before I come to Bun.
Yeah.
So, and that's not to talk. So that's not, there are some amazing people in Bun.
Absolutely.
There are some amazing. So I want to say that
I coach kids in football, and I've coached my sons and talked to a lot of parents in the area, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback, from coaching, and that's been a huge plus from being back home is being able to give back. And when the coolest thing that I've experienced with coming back home is it's like the little detail stuff, like when you're coaching a kid and you say, hey, this is what's going to happen, because you just know the game in a very, intricate, detailed way. Say, hey, this is what's going to happen. Boom, 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 boom. This is what you need to do. Boom, 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 boom. They apply it and they get the results that they want. And that's like the most rewarding thing. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, my number one priority is, time with my kid, with my sons. You know what I'm saying? So that's number one. But outside of my sons, like coaching these kids, man, it's like I really enjoy it, bro. Really enjoy it, man.
For sure.
And I didn't think I would. Like pre-kids, I did not think I would be a coach, because I was like, I didn't think I have the patience. But having your own kids, you kind of build that muscle. You know what I'm saying, over time.
And I think that it needs to be said as well that we as much as I want to see change in the small community. I don't want to just talk about it and talk negatively about it. It is hurtful. And let me say this: the negativity surrounding what we're just speaking about, is what we receive, and is not what we give off.
Absolutely.
What we
it's
receive.
all love over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's 100% love.
Yeah.
Will I change? Will I change how I am with certain people after I've seen how they respond to societal issues? Absolutely,
for sure,
absolutely. But I'm not spewing hate or ill will on any particular individual or individuals.
Nah.
And I it's unfortunate that I do feel like this, because I do want to give back more. I do want to be in the community in which help make me who the man I am today. I don't want to deal with the negativity or the questions and the looks and the negative the negativity and the negative thoughts and being questioned about all those things. I don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that somebody like myself, and yourself, and probably many others that have many other black athletes, men and women, and I'm not even say athletes, black individuals from a small town, particularly the ones we grew up in, that don't come back. I can tell you quite a few individuals that don't come back right now. very successful.
Yep.
And I know one right now living in New York. I know another one living in Charlotte. I know one living in Atlanta. I know several. I know ones that live in DC.
Yeah.
Why don't what we have so many black successful individuals from Bun?
But
Why?
give it everything you just mentioned and everything we just mentioned. That's really the reason, bro. It's like
You have to think
it's a
about
whole
it.
bunch
Like,
of people with us, and it's again, having a small town mindset is a negative thing, right? Staying in a small town is not a negative thing.
Yes,
right?
100%.
So
100%.
you can be in a small town and have empathy for others outside of your community. You don't have to have, everybody around you that thinks the same way.
Same, it's 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you should broaden your horizons. And it sounds so cliche, bro, but like that's and kind of tying in the Super Bowl halftime performance with Bad Bunny, tying that in is like, when you're not open to new things,
yeah.
It's a disservice. You're doing a disservice to yourself. You're doing a disservice to yourself because you're robbing yourself of an opportunity to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many people, and I know everybody's seen different reactions on both sides on social media, talking about Bad Bunny, and I've seen black and white people say things like, "Oh, I don't understand. I'm not Spanish speaking." Blah 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 blah.
Hey,
and I put on, "Hey, you don't need
I
it. You don't need
was
it.
vibing.
You don't need to
I
speak
was
Spanish.
vibing.
What? You don't need what? You don't need to speak Spanish, bro. Just feel the rhythm. Feel it right.
Hey, that's it. And hey, it's a lot of. I guarantee you, it's a lot of rappers out here. You don't understand what they're saying too.
Hey, that's for sure. You're right on.
You probably don't understand what they're saying either.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, man, it's unfortunate that the reaction that, mind you, he just broke the record for the most viewed halftime show.
Yeah. Yep.
Michael Jackson, Kendrick Lamar, Usher, Rihanna.
Yep. Bad Bunny at the top.
Bad Bunny is at the number one
That's
spot.
crazy. And that should tell you right there, bro. Like,
the influence and impact that this man had.
We are a global society, man, and I think it's not even about the halftime show. It's not even about a Barack Obama. It's not even about a lot of other things. It's about white people and white fragility and them feeling like the tide is changing, and this is like the last cry. It's like the last cry. Birth rates are down. The earth is getting hotter. Birth rates are down. Barack Obama was the after Barack Obama is like, that's what sparked this white outrage, because it's the same cycle when black people back in the early 1900s, where we were self-sufficient, had our own businesses, doing all this thing, and all of a sudden white outrage is like, nah, y'all can't, you gotta know your place.
Yeah, for sure.
Time to burn this shit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like a version of that. You know what I'm saying? But like, and I've heard this on both sides. Birth rates are down, and at some point in the next 50 to 100 years, white people will be, for the first time in history, white people will be a minority in this country. That's what they're afraid of, bro. That's not a conspiracy theory. That is science. That is facts. Y'all can look it up yourself. I'm just, and me and you, we have never been ones to spew any type of
hatred.
Not hatred, but any type of things that can be perceived as conspiracy theories or alternative facts. You see what I'm saying? But this is something that has been going on for the last 10, 15 years, bro. Like,
right.
I've seen white supremacists talk about this stuff. Like, that's what they're actually afraid of. So they're like trying to finagle the system and gain power and keep that system that's been set in place for so long. They're trying to hold on to that. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all need to stay where y'all at, so we can stay where we at. That's really what it is.
I ain't here for it.
Yeah.
that's my perspective on that's my 2 cents on being from a small town and not really wanting to go back to my white friends, associates, colleagues from my small town. I say this to you, man. I challenge y'all. To look outside of self. Look outside of self. 15, 20 years ago, what was the relationship that we had? What changed? How did that change? Do you think anything that you may have said or done could have changed that perspective? Could have changed that? It's just something, just food for thought, man. And to my individuals, that look like me, black, male, woman, black, brown, continue to be a voice for yourself. Continue to advocate for each other. Shout out to Imani, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Imani.
Friend of the pod. She's been on the pod. Yep.
Yeah, she's been on the pod too. Shout out to her. She is huge vocal vocal person. Shout out to Tria. Man.
Okay.
Tria definitely speaks her mind, and condemns.
Yeah.
Condemns hatred. And yeah. I challenge everyone to, if you see something, definitely speak out on it and push back, man.
Yeah. This is my kind of my last spiel, my last soliloquy, as Stephen A would say. But to my white friends, and colleagues, associates, former classmates, etc., I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you thought that I was one of the good ones. I'm sorry that I didn't live up to the idea of the good Negro in your mind. I'm sorry that I gained perspective on the world, and I'm sorry that I know that you've been wearing a mask for a very long time. I'm not surprised when I see responses from former classmates and former teachers on the Facebook, as the old folks call it. I'm not surprised. I've seen some people from our time, former classmates or people that were maybe older than you or younger than me or whatever. Our time overlapped at Bun. I've seen a lot of their responses saying, "Oh, I can't believe these people." I'm like, why can't you believe it? And you, just like me and you, we grew up in a bubble. You should know better. Now that we know better, bro, you do better, and
Yes,
you proceed accordingly.
However you see fit.
Yeah. With that said,
We out.
we out of here. Catch y'all on the next one.